We live in a digital world. Whether we like it or not, we are immersed by technology. Cell phones, computers, MP3 players, televisions, cameras, and more are all commonplace in our society. We are no longer restricted by where we live or how far we can travel. Communication with people around the world has never been easier. And through the internet, we have instant access to almost anything from online shopping, to entertainment, to encyclopedias with infinite information. The possibilities seem endless. But are they? On the 11th of April, 2011, the Copyright or Infringing File Sharing Amendment Bill was passed by the New Zealand Parliament. It was rushed through Parliament under urgency in an attempt to prevent piracy, which is the illegal downloading of copied material. Such material includes music, films, and software that are illegally available free of charge on certain websites. This bill has erupted intense outrage throughout the country. The idea that downloading is stealing, and therefore negatively affecting the people who made these products, is consistently drummed into the society. Dr. Erica Pearson of the University of Otago states that the economic effects of downloading are not as clear-cut as one might expect.
And so we're finding a lot of people will actually download, store it on their hard drive until they can buy a legal download copy, whether it be 6, 12, 18 months down the track, and then they'll delete their file share copy.
This way, downloaders are able to get instant access to and immediate gratification from these illegally shared films, music, and software. And then, when the merchandise is released, the downloaders will purchase it anyway, as they recognize the need to back their favorite artists financially. Therefore, the media industry is still standing. People are still purchasing product, but they are buying it delayed or making up for it in other areas such as concert tickets or merchandise. One reason that people illegally download is that in New Zealand, the market is not large enough to support the full range of cultural product.
I love this. I want to be involved in it. I want to have access to stuff that I may not be able to access locally, particularly if you live in a place like New Zealand or Australia or Africa. It's another file sharing country.
Anything that does not cater to a mainstream audience is not offered. Downloading enables people to have access to an enormous market that is unrestricted by their geographical location. They can have access to any film, television show, album, or software. But does that benefit society? Dr. Pearson suggests that it does. A larger range of cultural product offers more avenues for education, inspiration, and therefore, more creation.
A lot of creativity comes from previous experience.
By downloading, people are able to see a work and become moved or inspired by it.
A number of people I've interviewed who have made a fan music vid or a fan ep or something like that, some sort of fan cultural product of a copyright source material, because I saw somebody else do it. And I thought, oh, I can see how they did that. I'm going to have a go too. And it's very interesting. I did a project last year and I interviewed a whole bunch of people who made fan product of things like Star Trek and Buffy and so on. And they made music videos and art and design and websites. And several of them had actually turned that into their career. They developed skills doing this for their own pleasure to such an extent that they became professionals in the field and started doing it for the corporations.
Therefore, the ability to download and access any cultural product out there has the ability to increase the education and skills of the country. The world of downloading also opens up new avenues for the consumption of cultural product, but also for the production and distribution of new media.
And so people are using this now as a new distribution channel to get their ideas out there, and they're tying it to things like social marketing, Facebook campaigns, Twitter hashtags, and so on and so forth, to not only distribute their film, but also raise funds for their film. Lots of films now are being made by people making small donations. They're getting hundreds of thousands of people to make a small donation. Your name is listed in the credit as an assistant producer, because you funded it, and then the product is distributed for free over file sharing or PayPal payment.
Coming out of downloading is a new media culture. No longer do we wait passively for something to be broadcasted on television. Instead, we can actively find it for ourselves and become entertained or educated or inspired. Then, in turn, we can create more cultural product and then distribute this to a global audience via file sharing. Studies have shown that 99% of internet users under the age of 40 illegally download material.
While we're protecting the rights of authors with copyright law, we also have to protect the rights of a culture or a society or a community to be able to explore a work and build on a work and take a work and make it something new and something relevant.
The latest copyright amendment bill states that 99% of the population are criminals. And yet, the positive socio-economic effects are clear.
Why are we writing laws that are making criminals out of 99% of the population? And is there a better way of writing laws that benefit the maximum number of people in a society?